Well, hello there and welcome back into this lecture of Chat GPT. Now, I have to say I'm really a huge fan of Chat GPT for a number of reasons. And apart from the fact that it's like a virtual assistant, that you have with you at home, and basically it can do anything, you ask it to. But what I like more about it is that it is still unexplored. So the capabilities or the capacity of Chat GPT is still not yet known, which means that there are a lot of good uses for ChatGPT. And it's only limited by your imagination and how far you can stretch your imagination. Now, in this lecture, I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT to generate ebooks. Now, to those of you who don't know, but the ebook business is actually pretty extensive and a very, very huge business. And the thing is, the ebook business is growing because ebooks, courses, all of that stuff falls under the umbrella of the digital products category. Now, let's explain digital products. What are digital products? A digital product is a product that you put on the internet in digital form. And the thing about it is that there is no spending, right? Pretty much 90% of what you make is pure profit. Unlike other businesses such as dropshipping, drop servicing, other types of businesses, these usually require you to spend some money up front before you can actually make some money in exchange. Well, in the case of ebooks, in the past, it used to take a long, long time. Okay, it used to take a long time for you to write an ebook. Now, with ChatGPT, you can write an ebook in 2 days or 3 days. And let me show you how you can do that. Now, here, for example, let's suppose that you want to write a course or you want to write an ebook about online course creation. Now, here, as it happens, I came into Amazon, and on Amazon, they have a lot of books regarding the topic of online course creation. One that piqued my attention is this one here by Frank Kane. Now, this guy is an instructor who's made $1 million on Udemy, and actually more than that. He's very, very popular. And if you click here on the book, take a look inside, this is not a very, very difficult book to produce. Now, the good thing about ChatGPT, and I'm going to show you in a minute, is that you can come to this book and you can get some inspiration from it. But let's go to ChatGPT here. I'm going to tell ChatGPT, hey, hi, first of all, good manners. Assuming that one day these AIs are going to be sentient, they're going to take over the world, they would remember that I was kind to them. I'm just kidding. So here, you can write something such as, I want to write an ebook about online course creation. I have made $100,000 from selling online courses, and I want to create a book to sell on Amazon for passive income. Can you help me start? And so right now it's going to start to give me some advice. Okay, so the first advice, it says, define your audience. All right, so the audience is necessary, important. That's something I already knew. Outline your book, okay? Now, I'm going to show you in a minute where I'm going with this because you need to take it step by step. You can't just write a message to ChatGPT and ask it to write an ebook for you right off the bat. You have to take it step by step. Research, write, and okay, so next, the question that I'm going to ask is, can you write down an outline for the ebook for me, okay? And so once it writes the outline, then we're going to move to the next step. Like I said, you need to take this step by step, okay? And of course, you can get the help of ChatGPT to do all of this stuff. But remember, take it step by step. Okay, so the next step would be, please write the outline for the ebook. Okay? All right, so it's going to write the outline for the ebook now. All right, so it started by saying we need to have a section which is introduction, the second section choosing a profitable niche, third section developing and organizing course content, okay, creating and recording video lectures. All right, so what it does now is it will give you the outline. Now, like for example, if I go to this book, every book has an outline, okay? This book right here by Frank Kane has an outline of 13 chapters. And this guy, I bet you, he took a long time for him to be able to come up with this, for him to sit down and to get the ideas and to brainstorm a lot of ideas, for him to be able to get with this or to get out with an outline. Now with Chat GPT, this is in a matter of seconds. And you can see that it gave me the outline now. So what you can do, you can copy paste the outline in a place where you can find it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to open up a text notepad. Okay, so it takes text notepad and basically here I'm going to paste it right here. Well, it doesn't work on notepad, I guess. I'm going to go to Grammarly or right. So copy this thing here. Maybe open up a new Word doc. Okay, that would be better, right? Because I need to keep the numbers. All right, so just a new Word doc here, and I'm just going to paste this stuff. Okay, so yeah. So I guess now it is good. All right, so now we have our main outline. So the next thing would be to write the outline step by step. Now, of course, you can tweak this. You can ask ChatGPT to generate 3 more titles. So let's say that you don't like just the fact that having 7 titles. You can ask ChatGPT, hey, can you elaborate a little more? I need more categories or more titles for my outline. Can you do that? And it will definitely do it. But here, let's start with the introduction. Now, introduction, brief overview of the book and the author's background and experience in creating and selling online courses. All right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to ask it, based on the fact that I have started on Udemy 7 months ago, please write an introduction that speaks about my journey, right? My journey on Udemy. And do not forget to mention that I have made $100,000 in that time frame. Okay, so I'm gonna send it the message here and I'm gonna wait for it to write the introduction. Okay, so this is the introduction of the book. Hi, my name is this. I'm an online course creator. 7 months ago, I decided to take the leap and start creating and selling online courses on Udemy. I never imagined that in a short amount of time, I'd be able to make over $100,000 from my course sales. But through hard work, determination, and a lot of trial and error, I was able to achieve this. Okay, so I'm going to say, please elaborate more. Okay, so I'm going to ask it to elaborate more and to add more to the introduction. It would be beneficial to share your personal journey and experience. All right, so it's kind of giving me some advice. I'm going to stop generating. Write a long, extensive introduction, not a short one. Okay, so right now I'm kind of bargaining with it, but we're getting to the point. Okay, so now it's going to write a bigger intro. Now, basically for the intro, it's better to have at least 1 page. Okay, and that gets you started. That really gets you started because most of the time you have to sit there and think about the words and think about the sentences. Now with ChatGPT, it does everything for you. It writes down everything for you. And you can take this, you can make it bigger. And I'm going to show you how you can amplify your content. Now if ChatGPT writes a 1-page introduction, you can turn that 1-page introduction into a 10-page introduction if you want, using ChatGPT as well. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But first of all, let's wait for it to generate the entire introduction as per our guidelines or as per our orders. So you can see that it's still writing, right? It's still writing a pretty extensive intro, pretty much bigger than the first one, which was really small. Now, this one is not bad, but I want to make it bigger. Now, how to make it bigger is, let's say that you want to take this paragraph here, but you want to make it bigger. You can copy the paragraph and come here and say, I need you to take the following paragraph and make it bigger. All right, and paste this. Now it's going to take that paragraph, and what it's going to do is just going to amplify it, right? It's going to amplify it and make it a lot bigger. And you can do the same thing for the other paragraphs. You can take this paragraph, generate a lot of paragraphs, take the second one, generate a lot of other paragraphs from it, and you can continue on until you have a 10-page intro if you want, or a 5-page or a 2-page intro, whatever you like. But the point being, you should never come to Chat GPT and ask it right off the bat, hey, I want you to write down an ebook of 300 pages about online course creation, because it will never do that, because it can't. It cannot process that much information, at least for now. So that's the reason why you should be smart and give it a bite once at a time. So now you can see that just for the first paragraph, just look at how much more information it was able to provide just from the first paragraph. And I can do the same thing with the second paragraph, and I'll end up with a large introduction. And if you get the idea already, you can see that this is the exact same thing I'm going to do for the rest of the other sections of the book. So the second thing is purpose of the, not the purpose of the book, but choosing a profitable niche, right? How to choose a profitable niche, how to research and identify profitable niches. All right, I'm going to take this. I'm going to come here and I say, please write about how, all right, choosing a profitable niche, right? Choosing a profitable niche to make money from online course creation. Okay, and you can wait for it to give you the answer for that as well, of course. And like I said, wait for it. And once it gives you the answer, if you don't like the answer, if you feel that the answer is small, you can ask it to generate more based on what it already had generated. So you get the point. You can write an ebook easily this way. Now, this probably would have taken you a long time to do. Just look at this, for example, this guy here. His book is 277 pages. And I bet you he's taken a long, long time to write this. It's not an easy task. Trust me. It's not an easy task writing a book. I've already wrote a book, and it was a book about addiction. It has nothing to do with online course creation, because I had a type of addiction that I dealt with, and I don't like to talk about it so much, but thank goodness right now I'm no longer addicted. But it was a terrible experience in my life. I was really, really in a bad place, and I wrote a book about it. I wrote a book about it because I was able to get help from a lot of people, and medical help and stuff, and they helped me to break free from my addiction. And so I decided to give back to the world and write about my addiction. And I still find it difficult to talk about it even today. It's not, addiction is not a good thing. It's not a pleasant thing. Trust me, it's the most horrible thing you can ever feel, when you're addicted to something. So here I have wrote this, or ChatGPT has wrote about choosing a profitable niche. Now here I'm assuming this is not big, but you can make it bigger, right? Remember, you can take, for example, this text, and you can say, elaborate more, please. Elaborate more on this. All right? And you can paste it. Now ChatGPT will take that and it will elaborate more on it. It will make a more extensive text. And so this way you can write an ebook from 100 that ranges from 100 pages to 300 pages. And like I said, the imagination is what will stop you. It's the only thing that stops you. Some people don't prefer to use their imagination, so they feel stuck, and they think that ChatGPT is limited to their imagination. They think, ChatGPT can only write blog posts. ChatGPT can only do this. But in reality, it can do more. And I've shown you right now, one of the best things to generate income is writing an ebook. and putting an ebook. Now we haven't finished with this because there's a lot of other stuff that you need to do when writing an ebook. There is proofreading. There is a bunch of stuff. So let's suppose that you want ChatGPT to proofread this text over here. And by the way, I don't recommend you to use ChatGPT for proofreading because at one point in time it's going to tell you that you've asked me too many requests and you have to wait an hour before you ask me more requests. I highly recommend you to use a tool such as Grammarly, which is what I use personally to write my stuff, and Grammarly Premium to be precise. It's the premium version of Grammarly. And the reason why I like to use Grammarly is because it also has the plagiarism checker, right? So it can enable you to check plagiarism for a specific text. So let's suppose that I paste this text right here. And first of all, one of the best things about Grammarly is that you can be able to set goals. It enables you to set goals for your writing. So let's suppose that you're writing something in order to convince and tell a story, and you're writing for an email purpose, and the audience is expert, which means that they know a lot about the topic in which you want to write about. And formality, I always like to keep it neutral. But here, there are some interesting things that are offered by Grammarly, which are, first of all, the correctness. It helps you correct the mistakes. So for example here, this thing is a mistake here. There is a mistake, and I can correct the punctuation mistake just simply by clicking on the red button right there. And here, you can have the overall score, so you can see how much you have scored on a scale of 100. And it gives you access to, have access to your readability score. Now, readability score is very important, and the reason why it's very important is because you need to have the reader in mind. And you need to have a readability score, in my opinion, that's at least above 60. Because if your readability score is low, this means that it's very hard to read your text, and people wouldn't be able to read it and take pleasure in doing so at least. And also it allows you to download a PDF report of all of this. But like I said, the most important thing for me is to correct mistakes, set goals, and plagiarism. So if I were to check plagiarism for this, I want to click plagiarism here. It will give me the plagiarism report. It will tell me, for instance, all right, so in this case, it says this text is 100% original, which is good news. Because sometimes it will tell you that your text is plagiarized, and it will give you the percentage of the plagiarism. It will tell you that there is a 10% plagiarism percentage. And not only that, it shows you the phrases or the keywords that are plagiarized. It will tell you, point them out to you, and you can go and change them. And you can later on have zero plagiarism, which in this case, we have 100% original text, which is extremely good. Now, if you go back to ChatGPT here, in my opinion, you should use it to write down the text. That's it. Write the text and then take that text, go to a tool such as Grammarly, and put the text in there. Now, one of the things I always like to do when I'm writing an ebook is basically I'd like to write every section separately in a separate Word doc. All right. So, for example, the introduction, I like to write it separately. And I also like to edit the introduction separately because one reason why you should do this is that the book is huge. And if you try to write everything in one document, it's going to take you a while. All right. But when you segment stuff, you write every single thing separately. The introduction separately, the choosing a profitable niche part separately. Then the third section about developing and organizing course content separately. That gives you, it makes it a lot easier for you and also gives you more room for creativity, right? You can add more because you have only one factor that you're using to reason, all right? You don't have a lot of parameters. When you're doing everything at once, you will get lost and basically you will end up doing nothing. So this is a good way. Now, with ChatGPT, you can write the content. You don't have to write it yourself. And basically, after you write the content, I don't recommend you to take the content as it is and to publish your book as it is without reading it. The first order of business is to read your book. And like I said, read every single section. The introduction, read it separately. Read the second section separately. And then start thinking about what possible things that you could add to your book. Maybe you could add images. Maybe you could add screenshots of your earnings as an online instructor. Maybe you could add other interesting things. So that gives you access to refine your book and make it better. And also it gives you access to see which stuff or which parts you didn't talk about in your book that you need to talk about. and you can go back to Chat GPT and ask it the question to write the content. Then you can take that content and paste it right there. And like this, you can write a book, right? And I feel like we need to be thankful for the people that have created Chat GPT and started this business, because it really made it very, very easy for anyone to make money online. If you're living in 2023 and you know of something called Chat GPT and you're not yet using it to make money, then you're really missing out on the big picture. Now, interestingly enough, ChatGPT doesn't just write the ebook for you. As it happens, an ebook has a title. So you can see right here, this ebook has a title: The Ultimate Online Course Creation Guide. Learn the tips and tricks of one of Udemy's $1 million instructors. Create an online courses that sell. Okay, you can take this title as it is, all right? And you can go back to ChatGPT. Now this is Quora. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, please, or based on the following description, I want you to write a title for my ebook about online course creation. And I would say make it persuasive and add a clear benefit to the book to encourage purchase. All right, and I'm going to stick the title that I've copied, and basically here, instead of the following description, I'm going to say based on the following title, and I'm going to paste that in, or I'm going to enter this for ChatGPT to write down the title for my book. So here, ChatGPT generated the title for the book: Create a Successful Online Course Empire, Learn the Proven Strategies of a Udemy $1 million instructor, and Achieve Financial Freedom. Now, I'm not $1 million instructor yet, okay? So I've only made enough. I've still not made $1 million. There's a long time for me, or a long route for me to be able to make $1 million. But anyways, here, I'm going to point out to ChatGPT, I only made 100K from online courses. And okay, so now it's going to tweak the title. It's going to write down another title. All right, unlock the secrets to online course creation, learn from 100K Udemy instructor, and create courses that sell like hotcakes. Okay, so pretty much this is a good title. So you can take this title, and when you're entering or when you're submitting your book to Amazon, you can use it as the title of the book. Now here, you can go back and you can say, I am publishing the book to Amazon, and I need a description for the book. And right now it's going to generate the description even of the book. So here, if I scroll down, this is the description that this person here has added for his book. Now, if I go back, ChatGPT right now is generating a description that we can add for our book. Okay, so when you're publishing the book, you're going to have to enter the title of the book and the description. So you got ChatGPT right now that takes care of that for you, all right? Now, the description that it wrote is pretty small, but if you want to make it bigger, you just have to ask it. Make it bigger. But in my opinion, this description does the job. There's no need to write down a description that's 300 or 400 words like this guy here. And so you're set. So the only thing left for you to do right now, apart from proofreading and apart from reading the book and apart from editing the book and putting it in a book like this guy did, which is a very easy process, and there are a lot of courses out here on Udemy that will teach you exactly how to format your book and how to put it on Amazon. Also, you need to be very careful about copyright, because the last thing you want to do is to publish a book with copyright material that could get you in a lawsuit. So make sure that you take the best course about creating and selling ebooks online. And I guess there's a course with a very, very popular instructor, actually one of my acquaintances. His name is Alex Grenadinik. You can go and actually go and find his course. His course is great. It's a course about bestseller book creation. Let me go and check it out first. So here, bestseller ebook. All right. If I search on Udemy for bestseller ebook, you'll find that here there's Alex Grenadinik with the lot here. So his course is 5.5 hours. And he's talking from experience because this guy has a lot of ebooks. And if I take you to his website is problemio.com. So if I search for Problemio, it's the first website that pops out on the list. And he's got a business. And here, if I click on books, he's got a lot of books that he's published on Amazon. And he's got 3 best-selling books, right? Or 3 of his books were bestsellers. So he's got a book about how to write a business plan. He's got a book about how to, marketing plan, all of that stuff. So he's been in there, he's done that. Basically, you can learn from him, right? So he's got a lot of books doing really, really well on Amazon, and you can go and check him out, all right? So in my opinion, it's really, really worth it, okay? Now, apart from this, like I said, the only part left for us to do now is to create the ebook cover. And next, I'm going to show you how you can use Chat GPT to create an amazing ebook cover for your ebook. So stay tuned. Leave a review if you like this lecture. If you didn't like it, let us know exactly why you didn't like it. And I would be happy to assist you and also to modify the course according to your desires and according to what you feel I need to create a course about. Thank you very much.